Everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a review on the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, and I'm going to be comparing the original Naked palette and the second Naked palette, and I'm going to have swatches and shade descriptions at the end. So first of all, they both retail for $50 at urbandecay.com and at Sephora, and I got mine at Sephora. The packaging is obviously a lot different on the original Naked 2 palette. I mean, it's the same shape and size, but it comes in a much sturdier plastic packaging and it snaps shut. Compared to the original Naked palette, it just comes in a soft like felt, and it just has a magnet. And the felt gets really dirty. I mean, I still think it's a really nice, sleek packaging. It's just not as practical or sturdy, and the felt does get really dirty and it's hard to like clean. Also, this one has a much bigger mirror. When I'm doing tutorials with this, I just use this mirror to do my eyeshadow, and I feel like for traveling I could do my full face of makeup in this mirror. Like, it's very, in the original Naked palette, only part of it is a really tiny mirror. And I guess I could do my eye makeup in this, but it'd be kind of hard to do my face because I'd have to hold it way back. So I like that this one has a mirror. So I think overall for traveling, the Naked 2 is much more practical because the sturdiness and the mirror. Also, it comes with a two-sided brush. The first end is just a kind of stiff blending brush, and I really like it for the crease. And the other side is a small flat shader brush, and I do really like this brush because it's very stiff and it's really good for applying color on the lid, and it's small enough to use like in the inner corner and thin enough to use on the lower lash line. So I really love the brush that it comes with. Okay, and as far as the original Naked palette goes, it used to come with a double-ended eyeliner, so if you bought it during the first release, you would probably have gotten the eyeliner with it. Mine came with a brush, and this is what it's sold with currently, and it's just a flat-sided brush. It's similar to the one in the Naked 2 palette, but it's a little bit bigger. So as far as the brushes go, I like the double-sided one because I think you get more bang for your buck because you get two different sides. And it also, the Naked 2 palette also comes with a miniature lip junkie in the color Naked, and it's a gorgeous color. It is my new favorite lip gloss, and I'm going to be definitely repurchasing this when I run out of it because I'm sure I will. It's really tiny, and it's just a really pretty pinky neutral color, and it's definitely a My Lips But Better color for me, and I'm wearing it right now, and it's just really nice. It's not sticky and it lasts a long time. And I really like the smell. It's kind of like a minty vanilla smell, and I love that scent. So I love the lip gloss, and the original Naked palette came with a mini primer potion, which I don't have because I already used it up, but a lot of the palettes do come with a mini primer. A lot of people were disappointed that that the second one didn't come with a primer. For me, I already always have the full-size primer anyway, so having another miniature tube of it doesn't really bother me. I prefer getting a lip gloss, but some people, if they're just starting out with makeup, or it's their first palette and they didn't have a primer, then that's really good, so they wouldn't have to buy both. But it's kind of a personal preference for me. I'm already very into makeup and eyeshadow and everything, so I already have a primer. And I'm assuming a lot of people do that are interested in the Naked 2 palette. But if you are starting out, having the primer in the palette is a nice thing, but you're gonna probably end up buying the full size anyway because it is so small and it doesn't last that long. So that's just personal preference. As far as the actual colors in the palette, this one is much more cool toned. There are some warmer colors like Half Baked and Chopper and Foxy, but mainly the majority of this palette is much more cool tone and grays and taupes. On the Urban Decay website, they said grayish and taupes, so It's also a lot lighter shimmery colors. The original Naked palette is much more warm toned, a lot more like bronzes, and again there are some really cool tones like Gunmetal is very cool toned, Sidecar is kind of a taupe color, but the majority is more bronzes and golds, like Half Baked, Smog, Dark Horse. It's overall more warm tones. So I like having both because I feel like with both of these I have the complete neutral eyeshadow arsenal that I need. But do you really need both? No. But it does depend on who you are. Like for me, I feel like I need both, and I'm sure a lot of Urban Decay junkies would feel the same way. If you are just starting out, I would say go with one or the other, and depending on if you like the cooler tones or the warm tones, that's completely up to you. I think they're both amazing quality. Urban Decay, in my opinion, has the best quality shadows. They're so smooth, pigmented, they have such a nice texture, and they don't crease with the primer, and they're amazing. So I think either palette you would love. If you already have the Naked One and you love it and you use it all the time, I would say, you know, go ahead if you can. Buy the Naked 2. It's amazing, and I like it a little better. But if you don't have either one, it's up to you. So those are my thoughts on the Urban Decay 1 and 2. So now let's get into swatches. Moving on to the Naked 2 palette. The first color is Foxy, and it is a yellowy beige color. It's not super duper pigmented, but I really like it under the brow bone. Next is Chopper, and it's kind of an orangey toned copper, and it's the same consistency as Sidecar from the first Naked palette. And it's very chunky glitter, and it does have a lot of fallout, and this one is permanent. Next one is Booty Call, and this one is a pretty shimmery highlight color. Next color is Half Baked, which is also in the original, and I'm not quite sure why they included this and used it again. I would have much rather had a new color, but that's okay. It's really pretty gold. And next is Tease, and oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite colors. Just like in the Naked One, I love the matte colors. They seem like the most boring colors, but really not a lot of palettes include these kind of colors, and you really need them for blending and crease work, I think. It's a very plummy brown, and it kind of looks almost purple compared to the other colors. Next color, Snake Bite, and this is a kind of bronzy brown. It kind of reminds me somewhere between Smog and Dark Horse from the first palette. Okay, next we have Suspect, and Suspect is kind of a soft champagne-y bronze color, and it reminds me a lot of Sidecar from the original palette, but without the chunky glitter, and Sidecar is a little more pink. Next we have Pistol, which is a kind of gray-brown. Next is Verve, and Verve is a kind of silvery champagne. It's a really unique color. Next we have YDK, and YDK reminds me a lot of Toasted from the original palette, which is right above it, just darker. And it's kind of, again, a rosy color compared to the other colors. Next we have Busted, which reminds me a lot of Hustle from the original Naked palette. And then finally, a great color in the palette, which is Blackout. It is the darkest matte black eyeshadow I've ever seen. Okay guys, so that's it for swatches. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry, it was kind of an awkward angle on my arm because I put them over here, so it was really hard to film. Instead of putting them on here where I could just film it, I had to have my arm like turned all over crazy ways, and it was kind of hard to describe the colors, hold the camera, and try to show you which one I was talking about. So sorry about that, but other than that, I hope this I hope this review was helpful. Overall, love both palettes, but it's really up to you what kind of palette you like better if you're trying to decide between one or the other. But if you have the Naked One and you're curious about the Naked 2, I definitely would say get it if you can, or at least check it out. Check out the swatches, and so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the comparison between Naked 1 and Naked 2. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.